Ra'ed, my man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Wallah,
What a
good.
pleasure to be here.
Habibi. So good to see you.
Thank
You know, it's funny thing. I was thinking the last podcast I did was about matcha. And now I'm doing cigar. I'm like, people are going to think I'm a schizophrenic. But then I was thinking, they both are made by nature. They both are leaves that, they get harvested, they get fermented, and we consume them. So I thought,
I knew I loved you for a reason.
let's find the wellness angle of cigars into our life. I'm sure we're gonna find it. I have no doubt.
No
doubt.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Look, we're not suggesting that anyone should smoke, okay? But there are different kinds of smoking, and I think that's what we should achieve in this podcast, in the sense of we're not going to use the H word, the healthy word. It's not about that, but rather about what's a better alternative and why.
100%. Now, I want to understand how the whole cigar thing started for you. Like,
very good question.
For as far back as you can go, like, how was it? Like, how did it happen?
So I was born in 1969, by the way. Unfortunately, I was a smoker, a cigarette smoker. I loved it. And at one point, I remember I'm 56 now, in my mid-30s.
You don't look it.
Thank you.
Don't look a day over 30.
Sports, vitamins, and a wife that takes care of me.
Amazing.
That's the recipe, as simple as that. And I eat healthy. I went to my doctor. I wasn't feeling well, and he's like, "Ra'ed, whatever you're doing, you're in the right track." I'm like, "What track is that?" He's like, "The track to die." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Your chest is not looking good." I was horrified. It was 2 days before Ramadan. I was like, you know what? This is a golden opportunity for me to stop and quit smoking cigarettes. And I did. And I stayed for almost a year and a half, promising myself, I'll smoke tomorrow. I'll smoke tomorrow. And I managed to stop cold turkey smoking cigarettes. But then I used to go out with friends and all of that stuff. And I would see, they're smoking. And I was like, but I want a vice. I really would like one. And one of my friends suggested cigars. Like, I know nothing about cigars. He's like, let me teach you. And he got me into it. And I loved it. I go for my medical checkups every year. And for the past 5 years, my doctor is very happy for me. He's like, you have a clear chest. Whatever you're doing, continue to do it. And I'm like, I smoke 1 or 2 cigars a day. And he's like, as long as you don't inhale, as long as you maintain your dental hygiene, you're good.
Amazing.
Because what cigars do is they de-stress you. What's killing us today is sugar, salt, and stress. And a cigar, for me, super de-stresses me, because it's not the kind of thing that you smoke and it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
No, you have to be sitting like this with somebody you're comfortable with. Your legs are relaxed. That's what's beautiful about it. So I got into smoking cigars, and then I got into my life, which is my background is finance, accounting and finance. I was an accountant at the days of Arthur Andersen. I specialized in IPOs and taking companies public. And I've done the first 2 IPOs on the London Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ in the Middle East. And then I became CFO/COO of multiple conglomerates in the Middle East, including Kingdom Hotel Investments, Rascom Hotels, and the DIFC. But then there was a time when my wife unfortunately got ill. Thank God we're out of the woods, as they say. She's doing great. So I focused on her for 2 years. And after that, I just could not get myself back into the everyday job or the corporate life where you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go to work and have, can we curse, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
And have a random
We'll
asshole
blame
take
it.
advantage for your work and for your effort. So I'm like, you know what? Enough with this. So all the people I got to know, I decided I have a good Rolodex of at that time there was no really good phones or iPhones. There was a Rolodex, or what they call a blue book of great investors and people. Let me do financial advisory. So I did financial advisory for a while. And as in one of my transactions, I was in New York acquiring a boutique hotel for a client. My trip that was supposed to be 3 days ended up being 3 weeks.
Wow.
So as you can imagine, at the time I was smoking Cuban cigars and I had 5 sticks. So 3 days later, I was done.
You ran out.
I ran out. So it just so happens that a very dear friend and brother, who's also my current partner, Abdo, was in New York too. So he calls me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I ran out of cigars." He's like, "I know just the place. We go smoke cigars." We start smoking New World cigars. I'm like, "This stuff is really good. This is amazing tobacco. This is real stuff. Why don't we get into this business?" And we decided together that we should get into this business. We started with 7 SKUs, 7 kinds of cigars.
When was that?
That was 2017.
Oh, wow.
That was 2017. And everybody was shocked because I did 2 things that shocked my father, Allah yarhamu, may he rest in peace. The first one was when I helped my wife establish her bakery, if you remember Sugar Daddies.
Of course.
Yeah. And I used to sell cupcakes with her. And he's like,
That's
"You're
right.
CFO of a company, of a conglomerate, you're selling cupcakes." And then the second thing, when I got into the tobacco business, and he's like, "Baba, cigars are Cuban. There's no such thing as a non-Cuban cigar."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dad, give me the chance. I believe in it. I think it's an amazing opportunity." And we started with 7 SKUs, and I went from, beautiful office, C-suite kind of a title, to a Samsonite bag with cigars, going from one hotel to the other, trying to convince them to buy cigars. And fast forward today, with all what we went through, the Leaf Master is the largest distributor of New World cigars in the Middle East and Africa, including accessories. We do everything from retail, wholesale, duty-free, re-export, advisory, a lot of advisory, and a lot of accessories.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible story, huh?
It's fun. Look, a lot of people tell me, what went into your mind to do something like this? And I tell them, look, I had enough from corporate life.
Yeah.
And the biggest addiction you have, I always say this, and I say this to my kids. I mean, you and I were just talking about our kids. The thing I tell my kids all the time, that the biggest addiction in life is not substance, whatever that substance may be. Alcohol, tobacco, matcha, whatever it is. The biggest addiction in life is that salary that comes into your account at the end of the month. Okay. And believe you me, for like 6 months after I left my corporate life, I used to wake up in the middle of the night sweating, what have I done? Because you look at your bank account and the direction is like this. That direction is no longer there.
True.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm glad I did this. I'm not in any way, shape, or form the example, but there is an amazing, I don't want to use the entrepreneur reference because I believe it's just overused.
Yeah.
There's an amazing doer inside you, and you just have to find him or her.
100%. It's like passion. I don't want to use the word passion, but I can see how passionate you are about what you do, because you're 24 hours and it's, you never look tired. You never look over it. You know, always full of energy. So it shows that when you find what you love doing, it's no longer work anymore. It becomes a joy, true. So
yeah. I mean, look, passion is a great reference, but passion is the spark. It's what ignites the process. Now you have to find what's going to fuel it from there, which is loving what you do, staying ahead of the curve, not being impacted. Look, when you have your business, it's even worse, because it's no longer you go to work at 8, you're done by 5, 6, or 7, no matter what you depending on your job. When you have your own business, as you out of everybody would know, it's a 24-hour thing.
100%.
And you will find so many people that will try to mimic, copy, and catch up with what you're doing. And the trick is to make it so much fun for you that you're never worried about this, that you wake up in the morning and naturally, as you're having your shower in the morning, a new idea comes.
100%. No, definitely. And when you creating a change as well, like what you guys have done with the cigars,
of course,
that also fuel the drive, because you can see that what you are doing is changing the landscape.
A lot. Yani we humbly view ourselves as being the ambassadors of New World cigars in general. Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, Brazil, and we're very proud how we spearheaded this, not only in Dubai or the UAE, in the region as a whole, in the Middle East. I remember a lot of people, they used to come to our shops, and it was very, 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 I don't want to say, uh, the amount of discouragement that we received. Okay, your friends encouraged you, but you know when somebody encourages you and he's unable to establish eye contact, and you're like, okay, so he doesn't believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah, they don't understand what's going on.
But alhamdulillah, it picked up. It's we love where we are. We have an amazing shop in Abu Dhabi, an amazing shop in Dubai. Our shop in Dubai won the #1 international cigar shop in the world.
Amazing.
And not by some random magazine or publication. It's by the PCA, Premium Cigar Association, the largest cigar association out of the US and the
Alf
US.
Mabruk.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So, yeah. You know, and a big thank you goes to the to the city and the country.
No, definitely. I mean, Dubai is unbelievable. Every day I wake up, I'm like, you're having a bad day and you remember you're living in Dubai and everything is okay. Honestly. And I mean, what people have achieved in this city is phenomenal.
It's amazing.
And it continues to surprise you every morning. You walk out of your home and it's like something new, something amazing happening.
Yeah, you keep on discovering stuff, no matter how much. And I've been here for, how long have you been here? I've been here for 28 years.
Okay, wow.
28 years. I remember when I had my jet ski on the beach in Jumeirah, and I used to leave the key. I would put my towel to dry on it, clip it by the side of the seat, and put the key of the jet ski in it, and sometimes even forget my wallet there.
Yeah.
And I would come the weekend after, my jet ski is there, fuel it up, go out. That's when I was a single man. You know what I mean? And one day my jet ski disappeared. And that jet ski, I got a call from the police that, Jumeirah hotel area was beginning to do construction. You know what I mean?
You're old school, man.
Yeah. In Dubai, old school. I love the city. I love the city. And I love what is happening today, the trend of locally created brands. Like for me, Fix is such a huge story.
Yeah.
There's so many brands now that are opening in the UK, in the US, that came out
definitely
of Dubai.
It's reversing now,
it's huge.
And when I came to Dubai, that's what I used to say, because I'm from the region, grew up in the West.
In the West, yeah.
And my dream was always to start exporting talent, because this part of the world was known for importing talent, importing ideas, importing culture, and now seeing it happening here, where brands from here going globally, it's beautiful. I feel like my dream has come true. That's what I wanted to see happen when we arrived here. It's happening.
It is happening. And one thing that we have, just as it relates to this, so you and I know everybody knows how, for example, you'd be in a taxi in New York, you'd be in a taxi in London, anywhere around the world. The other day in Copenhagen, it's so random, and you tell them, where do you come from? And all of us now, we don't say where we really are from.
Yeah.
We say Dubai.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I'm dying to go, and all of that stuff. So in a week from now, we're actually having, so there are 2 major cigar shows in the world today. There are a lot of other ones, but the 2 major ones, the PCA that happens in the US, either in New Orleans or in Vegas, and the other one, which is called Intertabac, that happens in Dortmund, Germany.
Okay. And these are both new cigar?
The one in Germany is both.
Okay.
Cuban and New World. The one in the US, obviously,
so
is
they
New
meet
World.
together, that's fine, they don't...
No. They play together beautifully.
Good.
It's, at the end of the day, we have to admit and confirm one thing. The origin of the seed is Cuba. And the best tobacco you get, the original of the seed, till today, they tell you the original of the seed is Cuba. But you have so many people, because of what happened in Cuba, that took their favorite seeds and left and went to Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, established their farms, started their production and all of that stuff. And the different terroir, the different sun, the different oxygen, the different all of that stuff is what created this. Now, a Cuban cigar is a Cuban cigar heart and soul, in the sense of the wrapper, the binder, the filler. It is a Cuban cigar from A to Z, or so they claim. Now, what's beautiful about other cigars, like from Nicaragua, for example, is you get the puros, or the pure 100% Nicaraguan cigar, but you also get the blends.
Okay.
And what blends give you is flavor profiles and aromas.
So
I'm jumping into like
no, it's fine, but yeah. it's very interesting. So the blend, let's say it's different tobaccos from different farmers, where in Cuban cigar is one tobacco Cuban from one farm?
No, not one farm.
Okay.
One.
Not like single malt. I'm thinking like single malt.
No, it's not the single. Well, the single malt approach works.
Okay.
But it's more about a cigar from a single region, just like the single malt, for example, or a cigar from the same country. So all the tobacco within that cigar is from Nicaragua.
Okay.
Or it can be all the tobacco from that cigar is from a certain part of Esteli or what have you.
Okay.
You know, so, but you get those cigars where the wrapper is, you know, from Honduras, the filler is from Nicaragua, and the binder is from the Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Which is beautiful, because the blending opportunities are
it's a skill now to be able to blend.
A blender, like the master blender and all of that stuff.
That's amazing.
Is a big skill.
So that didn't exist before the new cigars.
No, it did exist, but not blending different tobaccos. It was all about Cuban tobaccos, blending different kinds of Cuban tobaccos and playing with the seeds and coming up with the hybrids and all of that stuff. But New World tobaccos, because of the openness between these countries, enabled you to blend amazing different tobaccos with one another.
Beautiful.
Which I think is just beautiful.
Definitely. It's a new kind of dimension.
Yeah.
So culturally, what's happening with cigars? Like, I'm always fascinated, you know, because cigars, like my first kind of memory of cigar is Guevara, Castro, my uncle, Allah yarhamu. Like, and then it became kind of very elitist.
Correct.
But really, where it started, it wasn't an elitist thing to do, right? Like even in Cuba, I've never been to Cuba. I've seen pictures of like these cool dudes smoking cigar while they washing the car, or mechanics or whatever. So how did it become elitist? And I think now it's kind of tapering off a little bit, where it's becoming more
fair statement.
Yeah.
So let me establish something here. I smoke Cuban cigars. I have nothing against Cuban cigars, but my specialty is New World cigars. The people that put the chip on the shoulder were the Cubans at the end of the day, because it was, although in Cuba everybody smokes cigars, but once it leaves Cuba, access to certain limitadas and access to certain things. And what happened in terms of the Chinese buying, the stock being put aside, and different parts of Habanos having different aspects of control of the marketing and control of distribution and control of production, etc. All of that stuff just changed the whole topography of the market, if you may. Today it's changing again with the UAE buying into the Chinese share. You know, I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that publicly, but hey, I'll blame it on you. You know. And so it's changing. A lot of people want to get into this business, you know. So, but a really interesting story I'd love to share with you about the very same thing. So me and Abdo were in Vegas one day before one of the shows, the cigar shows. And we're sitting in a very nice cigar shop, smoking our cigars, and we're talking with each other about a lot of things. And in the process, there's a bit of English, a bit of Arabic, a bit of French, you know, in the discussion. And suddenly a gentleman next to us is like, "Where are you guys from? You're using many languages." And the answer was, "We're from Dubai. I'm originally Jordanian. He's originally Syrian." And he's like, what are you here? We're here for the cigar show and we're partners and all of that stuff. I'm like, what about you guys? It's like, well, our story is very interesting. So the gentleman was super, super well dressed, brands all over, 100,000 diamond studded watch, whatever. And you can tell the car that was parked behind him, which was a convertible Corniche, vintage was his.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
beautiful
good taste,
car.
the guy.
Yeah, and he had it to the T. And in front of him was a very nice guy, super tanned from the sun. And he's like, so every day at 10 o'clock, I sit outside in my garden and I smoke a cigar. And about 6 months ago, a gentleman comes to me and he's like, you're smoking. And he tells me what the cigar I'm smoking. He's like, wow, you know cigars? He's like, I work as a gardener because I love cigars and I want to afford to have my daily cigar. It's like, so the gentleman in front of me is my gardener.
Wow.
And we have a cigar together twice a week on the same seats in the same place.
Amazing.
And one time I pay and one time he pays. So this is the real beauty of cigars. Cigars were not made for it to be elitist. Cigars were made, I mean, the amount of people I sat with that I did not know that became very good friends of mine after just sharing a cigar. Well, I mean, smoking a cigar together. Problems that you might have, whether business or individualistic or whatever, you put a cigar. I mean, obviously a drink helps, but not a lot of people drink and they have other things to drink. But a cigar just opens the discussion somehow. Miraculously, it just opens the minds. So it was never meant to be elitist. And what's beautiful today, I'll tell you from what I'm seeing in the UAE, a lot of people are stopping midwah, a lot of people are stopping cigarettes, and they're moving to cigars because
of you.
Well, partially because the tendency is I'd rather smoke one good thing a day rather than 20 crap things. It's exactly like when you're buying. I'd rather buy 2 phenomenal pants rather than 20 that don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it makes a lot of sense. And really it is for me. I don't smoke. I smoke maybe 2-3 a week. Cigars. Mostly on the weekend.
Yeah.
But I look forward to it.
Of course.
And sometimes I smoke on my own. I go and sit in the garden.
Of course.
Smoke a cigar. I love it during the day on the beach, but to me it's like it really relaxes
it's
me.
Meditation.
Like it's
meditation.
That's what I told you. It's a wellness.
It reduces your stress. And by the way, what I love about cigars is I can go 10 days without smoking a single cigar. And that's perfectly fine because with a cigar, there has to be that moment.
Yeah.
You don't smoke for the sake of smoking.
100%.
You smoke for the sake of the moment you are in.
100%. 100%. Like when it's time to have a cigar,
you
have a cigar.
2 hours.
You have a cigar. Yeah.
You do the setup on your table.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love it, honestly. Yeah. And you have different sizes cigars for like, I only have half an hour. I'm going to smoke this cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's amazing. No, I love them. I really love the smell of them. But, what's happening with the Cuban cigars, back to the Cuban cigars, some of the prices are insane. So what I wanted to ask you, Behika now is an investment. But I'm sure with the new world cigars, are you able, because it's all about the quality. Like I was talking to a guy and he said, like, Behika is triple fermented, blah, blah. So explain to me about that process. And are you able to smoke a cigar of that quality that is new world without having to spend, I think it's 1,500 dirham a Behika now, or 1,200 or
if you're
something
talking
like
about the UK, 56 is about 800 to 1,000 sterling.
Yeah.
And that's from a shop. That's not from a hotel, and here it's the same thing. It's about $1,000 a stick today.
Yeah.
Across on the average. And my umbrella answer is no. No, you don't have to smoke a cigar that expensive to enjoy it. No, the more expensive cigar is not necessarily better. Okay? Cigars are exactly, and if I may use the example, are exactly like bottles of wine. I can give you a bottle of wine that's 10 euros, and it'll be more phenomenal for you than a bottle of wine that's 300 euros. In New World Cigars, I am very confident to say that you have cigars that are at par, if not better, than the majority and the top of the cigars. We have to understand one thing. We're all victims of brands. And there's so many brands out there. You're buying it for the brand itself. And at the end of the day, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it, but it goes with what you're wearing. It's what's in. You're going to this party. You have to look in, etc. But you buy that shoes and you're like, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. And it's the most uncomfortable thing. And you hate yourself when you wear it, but it just gives that look. You have a lot of people that smoke the cigars for the ring.
Yeah.
They don't smoke the cigars for the tobacco, craftsmanship, aging, quality that's in it, the flavor profile, the aroma. So you have people that tell you, I smoke Cohiba, or I smoke Behike, I drive Rolls Royce, I wear Brioni, I fly private jet. Good for you. You can afford it. Good
It's
for
part
you.
of the package.
It's part of the package. But does that mean that's the best thing to do? The answer is no.
Yeah.
The answer is no. I one of the funniest things. So again, I'm in Miami with my partner, 3:00 in the morning, a bit much to drink. I was like, let's have one more cigar before we go. And I'm like, sure. And I give him a cigar and he takes a couple of puffs and he's like, this is the worst cigar I've ever had in my life. I'm like, طب آسف. I'm sorry. Hey, the keys. Here's the bag. Choose whatever you want. It's 3:00 in the morning. I probably gave you the wrong thing. Okay. Second day, we're sitting on the pool. I pull out the same exact cigar. I'm like, do you want to smoke? I'm about to light up cigars. Like, yeah. I give him the cigar. Halfway through the cigar, he's like, this is one phenomenal smoke. I swear to God. He gets pissed off every time I give him an example. So smoking is about your mood.
Yeah.
Smoking is about what you drink, what you eat. Smoking is about, are you smoking indoor or outdoor? You know what I mean? So there's so many elements, smoking cigars, that is, there's so many elements that you need to consider. Boxing it, that saying it has to be Cuban, of a specific brand, of a specific vintage, is not a fair statement for that. But having said that, to each his own. Some people, خلاص. The problem is some people are governed by an inherent feeling that they have. He might be, the first cigar he ever smoked was a Behike. He's emotionally attached to it. It was gifted to him by XYZ. This is what he wants to smoke for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, good for you. But the problem with Cuban cigars, the majority of the good Cuban cigars or the high-end Cuban cigars are no longer day cigars. They are a treat. They are a weekend reward. You cannot afford to smoke them. Some people can, but in general. So you have so many comparable. I mean, I'm a person that smoked Cuban cigars all my life for almost 20 years. Okay, or 15, I should say. And then I moved to New World Cigars and never looked back, because the variety of flavors and aromas is unparalleled.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that don't know much about cigar, or they smoke the Behike, Cohiba, because they think this is it. But the more you smoke cigars, the more you start to appreciate the flavors and taste the difference. Cigars, you start to become more adventurous with trying new cigars, which takes me to the new cigars. They come from different parts of the Caribbean, I guess.
Yes, Central America predominantly.
Central America. So how does the flavor, the soil of each region kind of affects the characteristics of each cigar? Because I've had some that were very spicy, and I'm like, whoa. That's some Cuban. I like Cuban because they're a bit more subtle. But now I'm finding some new cigars that are smooth and beautiful and subtle, but some are like punchy, man.
I mean, you see, that for me is the kind of questions that I love from people that are smoking and getting into New World cigars, because they're being introduced to new flavors and new aromas that they have not been, I don't want to say aware of, that they did not come across in their Cuban, voyage, if you may.
Yeah.
So you look at Nicaragua. There are several volcanic islands where tobacco is grown there. That tobacco comes with a punch.
Okay.
Dominican Republic. Some of the best tobacco I love full-bodied cigars, oily tobacco, dark. It almost looks like it's going to smoke you. You're not going to smoke it. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah. It's just, you look at it and you're like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to light you up. It's pungent. It has so much oomph. It has so much strength. I love that. And that's why I love my weekends, because I have the right to wake up in the morning, have a super strong cigar and go back to sleep because it knocks me out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Nicaragua, Dominican Republic has amazing, strong tobaccos. Costa Rica, very interesting, because they grow the tobacco at high elevations. So there's less oxygen, which means the flavors and the aromas are stronger by design. And they have the tendency to religiously alternate the coffee and the tobacco harvest.
Oh, wow.
So what does that mean? The soil is full of nuances of chocolate and coffee and all of these things. So when you're smoking the cigar, you're like, I almost want to bite into the cigar.
Wow.
I can taste the coffee and the chocolate. Honduras, in my opinion, is the closest you get to Cuban tobacco in its heydays.
Okay.
Phenomenal. I think the terroir in Honduras is so close to that of Cuba. Peru, which is the new up-and-coming tobacco destination.
But Peru is Central America?
Shway
on the side.
Of the course. But what's interesting
is
they're
spreading.
Spreading. Brazil,
really?
The Metafina tobacco.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Peru, the tobacco has inherent sweetness in it. It's sweet. There's no sugar. Then you're smoking it, and on the tip of your tongue, there's sweetness. So this is what's happening right now, versus having, and imagine blending these together.
Amazing.
It's just mad.
It's hard to actually believe or imagine that cigar was only in Cuba. So if it wasn't for that revolution,
exactly,
that's crazy.
Exactly.
So there was no tobacco farming before that.
Nothing to think.
That's
there wasn't really, because it all
that's
evolved.
phenomenal. So it's all Cuban families, basically.
Cuban families that moved out.
That's unbelievable.
Okay, that till today talks to you about the Cuban days. Till today talks to you about the farms and what they've done and etc. And the last Cuban cigar they made.
That's incredible, honestly.
But that's what I love about those shows. It's amazing how in those shows, people that you speak to, New World, they'll be proud. He will tell you that this is a Cuban seed, because they're very aware and love the heritage. They're not necessarily, I don't want to get into politics. They don't necessarily agree with the politics of the country, but they realize.
But they identify with Cuba.
And produces amazing seeds.
That's incredible. Beautiful. And I love the heritage and the culture and the family lineage that that's been in tobacco all since the great grandfathers. And
it's amazing. You end up rubbing shoulders with those families as we do our trips to Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and Costa Rica and Honduras, and you go see because at the end of the day, they're farmers, but they're very much exposed to the world. That stick, that leaf, paid for the education of their kids, paid for their growth, paid for their access, paid for those trips that they're doing now to see the world, and they're coming back and reflecting that on the quality of production, on the technology that they use. Like in the good old days when they wanted to produce Maduro, they have to put it in bales and reach a certain level of temperature. Did they overdo it? Did they underdo it? Now they have sensors that go into the bales. They have a lot of technology that's coming into the business that's reflecting so amazingly positive on the industry.
I've actually watched a podcast with someone, I can't remember his name, but he said that the way the New World cigars manufactured is way more superior to the Cuban.
Exactly.
and the way they're rolled, and so are they rolling by hand or machines or both, or
Okay, so what differentiates, okay, so let's start with the Cuban cigars. So the Cuban cigars, the farmer is different than the entity that buys, is different than the entity that ferments, and what's it called is different than the entity that rolls, is different than the entity that sells.
Okay.
So think of them as silos that are standing there. So in between, there's a big chance for a drop in quality.
Okay.
Those other families have learned this and went back to the original model of Cuba before the revolution, which was vertically integrated family that starts from the seed all the way to selling the cigar.
The farm and everything in between.
Farm and everything in between. So you go to one farm, and in that farm, they create the seeds, grow them, plant them, harvest,
ferment,
etc., all the way to the cigar, to the storage, cedar storage of the cigar, to the freezing of the cigars to kill anything in it before it goes out. All of that is in one location. So there's no chance, you don't have a chance of losing quality or dropping or missing something, because they are just, think of it as a Ford, ايش بيسموه, the production line.
Yeah.
Does not change, that's why they're superior. The other thing is, I think that what you watched relates to the fact that every cigar that gets rolled, now all the rolling for the premium cigars is hand rolled.
Still
100%.
Okay.
Now you have cigarellos and all of that stuff, depending on the size, some are hand rolled, some are machine rolled. But the premium cigars are definitely hand rolled. And you have different ways of people that hand roll them. Some people that put the leaves on top of each other. Some people that roll the leaves like in cylinders, like the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, each and every cigar actually goes into a machine that checks the draw of the cigar.
Wow.
That's why in Cuba they don't have that, and that's why in Cuba you have this thing where somebody lights a cigar and is like, shit, it does not draw, and he throws it away.
Yeah.
Because it was
it's like a lottery sometimes.
Exactly. It's like a lottery, but it's an expensive one. But with New World cigars, your chances of coming across a cigar that does not pull is sub 1%.
You know what I found with new cigars is when you feel them, they feel very tight.
Yeah.
And you think, man, this cigar is... And then when you light it up, it's smooth.
It's smooth.
Where with Cuban, if it feels like that, you can't smoke it.
And not only that, they have what they call the box pressed. I don't know if you've smoked a box press, which is a cigar that looks like a square.
Yeah, I don't like the shape of them, but
but when you get
apparently they're great.
Yeah, when you get used to box pressed, it's beautiful.
Do they stay boxy as you smoke them, or do they change shape?
Yeah, because they leave them there for a while. They stay boxy. Some of them all the way to the end, and some of them are oval. It's like two mirrors, concave mirrors on top of each other. So it's very interesting, and they're so confident of the quality of their rolling that they press the cigar and it still pulls to perfection.
Yeah, I'm not there yet to smoke these boxy cigars. Maybe
we'll smoke one together.
Maybe.
I think you'll like it. I have one in mind that you will smoke and you will love it.
So what's trending in the world of cigars? Like
a lot. I mean, look, there's the cigars themselves. There are brands coming up. The biggest thing that's happening right now is is something that's been there for the longest time, is the evolution of boutique cigars. So you have you have different maybe there are 5. So you have the vertically integrated companies that does from seed to soul, as they say, so end to end. You have companies that have master blenders that buy tobacco and have somebody else roll for them.
Okay.
You have companies that do a combination of both. You have companies that don't grow at all, and they're just a brand, and they have people create for them their cigars. So all of a sudden, you have a lot of amazing blenders that have graduated from different brands and decided to open their own. And what's interesting about boutique cigars is they're very aggressive in their approach. They would do something just to test it. Okay. While the families will not do it because that for them is a big no.
It's risk.
It's a big risk.
Yeah.
I am not going to risk this whatsoever. This guy says, no, I believe if you blend this tobacco with that tobacco, they start getting a bit out of the normal blending box of tobacco. So boutique cigars are definitely trending. Now, some people would have the tendency to think that, oh, boutique cigar will be cheaper. Not necessarily. Okay. A lot of companies are coming up with limited editions. You have the typical stuff that is year of the horse, year of the snake, year of the whatever, and all of that stuff. And you have specific limited editions of certain tobaccos that they found that has been aging, I don't know where, and the family forgot about it and they decide to make something out of it. Accessories are becoming huge. It's a big business.
You guys have a lot of
we have a lot
accessories.
Of cutters, lighters, whatever, humidors. And speaking of humidors, actually, you're probably the first person I'm speaking to about this. You are, not probably. So I told you that next week there's the Dubai Cigar Show, World Cigar Show, with brands coming from all over the world. We're expecting huge attendance, and I'm very excited about it with the PCA and Quartz. We, as the Leaf Master, in alliance with 2 other partners, have created a new humidor.
Nice.
Something that the world has never seen. It's just really pushing the envelope and doing something unique. And I'm very, 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 very proud to say that it is produced in Lebanon.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay.
It's electric?
No, it's not electric. Electric humidors are in because it's guaranteed. It's a fridge. It gives you the temperature. It gives you the humidity. You have nothing to worry about.
Are you a big fan of
fridges?
Electric?
I have both.
Okay.
I have both. Okay. For my weekly smoke or for my monthly smoke, I can manage a humidor that is wood. But I get gifted a lot of cigars, and when I go to the shows, I get a lot of cigars, and I have my own stock. I need a fridge
for storage
to guarantee the storage. You know, so I'm a big fan of fridges, but people misinterpret fridges as being 100% guaranteed. No, you still have to check on them.
I haven't gone to the
you haven't gone
to the fridge side yet.
No, that's okay. But
still like I check on them almost every day.
Yeah,
I open the box, I feel them, smell. Okay, you're good. Them. Go back to sleep.
You would laugh. One day I'll take you to our warehouse. We have a beautiful warehouse, state-of-the-art warehouse in Jabal Ali. We have classical music in the background.
Nice.
Because they're not dead.
So your cigars are cool. They're sophisticated.
They're chilled, they're relaxed, they speak languages.
That's cool. No hip hop, huh?
No, well, soon. It stresses them.
So, favorite kind of time to have a cigar? Favorite place, favorite situation? Do you have like a ritual that?
I have several. I was very close to my father, so smoking a cigar on his favorite balcony in the house is something very important for me because it feels like he's with me.
Beautiful.
I love one of the places I love in Dubai, and I go to swim, if not every week, every other week, is Nikki Beach. And Nikki Beach has a couple of places where I smoke my cigar peacefully with my wife. I love them. That's a ritual for me. I love when the weather starts, especially starting now when the weather is good, being able to wake up on the weekend, sitting outside on the pool and lighting up a cigar before even breakfast. The morning cigar is something that I got into in my first trip in Nicaragua in 2018. So in 2018, and I was a person where you smoke after sunset, you can smoke.
Yeah, a lot of people,
and no man smoking during the day. This does not exist. So we had breakfast at 7 o'clock. We went to the fields at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, came back, had breakfast, and at 7:30, everyone lit up a cigar. And they're looking at me like,
at what time?
7.
In the morning.
In the morning. They lit up a cigar and they're like, why aren't you smoking? I'm like, I don't think I've ever smoked a cigar at 7 a.m. They're like, this is the best cigar. Your palate is clean. Your nose is clear. You'll enjoy it. And it is so true.
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
The morning cigar.
I'm going to try that tomorrow.
It's beautiful. But have a breakfast. Have a light breakfast, like a croissant or something. And then take your coffee outside and sit. You have a very nice garden. Sit out in your garden. Light up a cigar.
Yeah.
Beautiful. My morning cigar ritual is very important.
Amazing. It's actually beautiful with coffee. Like when I started cigar, I never thought cigar and coffee, but then...
Coffee for me and sparkling water, you can get complicated and get into rums and all that stuff.
No.
But if you want to talk about the timeless basics, coffee, sparkling water,
And
matcha,
and the cigar.
and the cigar, of course.
And of course, the matcha. You have to
Yeah.
have a matcha.
Yeah, I love matcha with my cigars. So heavy cigars, the creaminess of the matcha just does magic on your palate.
Man, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow morning now.
Oh, there you go.
Really excited. So someone who's wants to enter the cigar world, what do you advise them?
Start with small vitolas. Start with what we call Connecticut wrapper, which is the light wrapper, which is the closest you get. Actually, it's not the closest. I mean, you have the Connecticut wrapper, which is the light wrapper, and then you have the Habano, which is the closest you get to the Cuban cigars.
Okay.
So start with a Robusto, that is a Connecticut wrapper. Make sure it's a creamy cigar, not heavy cigar, and grow with that slowly. Smoking is not because I have something. The beautiful thing about smoking is the flavors that you discover on your tongue as you're smoking, or in your nose as you're smoking. You know, peaches, raisins, biscuits, all of these things. And people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, this comes with time. Your palate is like a muscle. You have to develop it. The more it becomes, just like wine drinkers that sits there and writes a full essay about a sip that he took with the finish. Cigars are very much the same.
No, definitely.
I mean, we're just talking about coffees. There's what they call the flavor cycle or the profile. And there's one for wine, there's one for coffee, and there's one for tobacco.
Really?
That tells you all the different flavors that you can find in your cigar.
And that cigar you mentioned, where does it come from? Which region?
I would start with something like Nicaragua.
Okay.
They have very light tobaccos, amazing tobaccos, or Honduras for that matter.
Okay.
Very nice, very earthy. Start with earthy things. Don't start with cigars that are peppery, spicy, full-bodied, if you may. And actually, it's funny you should ask this. So talk about creation and being ahead of the curve at the beginning when you and I started talking. We just introduced AI to cigars. So you come to our show, we found a company out of the US, brilliant two gentlemen, that have developed this engine that basically continues to search and from that create content in terms of their AI engine about cigars. So we help them Arabize their engine. And now you go into our shop, there's two screens, interactive screens. One is English and one is Arabic. And you can search it's connected to our inventory of over 900 cigars.
Wow.
So you go in and you're like, as simple as, I want something similar to, I love Partagas D4. I'm a Cuban smoker, hardcore, I'm stuck. I hate you assholes, but I'm stuck and I'm in your shop. Give me something that tastes like my D4. He puts it gives him all the cigars that are close to D4, and it gives him the percentage of closeness. This is 98%. This is 95%. And then there's another one that says, I want a cigar. I smoked a cigar from this brand, which was this. Do you have something similar to it?
That's pretty cool, man.
And the third search is what we call the casino. You come in, you say, I want a medium cigar, this kind of wrapper, this kind of filler from this country. I want to taste sugar, coffee and raisins. Pop, 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 pop. It gives it to you and it gives you the percentages also.
That's amazing.
So now nobody has an excuse, you know, it has become very interesting. It's available and it helps me in training my team too.
Is that going to go online as well? On an
Eventually,
app, and then you just order your cigars?
Yeah, now we're setting it up in the Dubai Duty Free and some hotels.
That's so cool. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And what's happening now? You have the exhibition next week.
Yes, very excited.
That's a big. That's the first time.
It's the first time. It's the inaugural edition of the World Cigar Show in collaboration between the PCA Premium Cigar Association and Quartz. Quartz is very well known for the entire region internationally for doing those amazing trade shows. They do tobacco, they do everything, machines, they do everything. These guys, brilliant. So we collaborated with them. And because I sit on several of the committees that report to the board of the PCA, I was placed as the lead organizer of the show.
Amazing.
Because I kept on,
Congratulations.
ever since I got there, I kept on saying, we need to go international. We need to go international, convince them to come to Dubai. And I'm very proud that this is something that's happening in Dubai now.
That's amazing.
Which has the potential of being one of 3 largest cigar shows globally. Look, people can go to the US for the US show. People can go to Germany for the German show or the Dortmund show. But people from the Middle East, Africa, Asia, Indian subcontinent that cannot get the American visa or the Schengen, but yet they want to trade, can come to Dubai, where everybody's welcome.
And everybody wants to come to Dubai.
And everybody wants to come here.
Like, who doesn't want to come to Dubai?
Everybody's coming to. I remember we have 2 events that are happening, social events. We did 2 great social events on the 11th and the 12th, which were approximately 150 each. And we're like, are we going to cover them? And all of a sudden, we're in the 300 and 400. And we're like, shit, do we need to change venues? Do we need to? So the demand is overwhelming.
100%. I mean, it's the perfect time of the year. It's, it's.
Everybody wants an excuse to come here.
Where is it at?
It's at the convention center.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to come. I think you'll like it.
I'll definitely.
So I'll send you the links to register, and I'll send you the invite for the night event.
Love to be there.
You will love it. I'll make you meet people that are phenomenal. Yani, I'll give you a funny example. Christian, who has a company called CLE, and with Lebanese origins. So I was with him in Dortmund, and he needed to buy something, and we were on the same bus, and he's like. He comes to me and he's like, Mak Masari. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, Masari. I'm like, yeah, I heard the word. Where'd you get the word from? He's like, we still call money Masari in my house, So so many amazing personalities in this industry.
I'm sure. It's artisanal industry at the end of the day, really.
It is.
So you have, I'm sure you have a lot of
But that brings a lot of challenge.
Yeah,
the challenge it brings is you love cigars, okay? You love smoking cigars. Does that mean you can blend cigars? Does that mean you can sell cigars? Does that mean you can import cigars? The answer is probably yes or no. We love cars. I have been a Porsche fanatic all my life, ever since I can remember my existence. Can I build a Porsche engine? No. Can I drive my car in a race? No.
Yeah.
So the problem that we have is that every smoker, or a lot of smokers, have decided that it's time for them to blend their own tobacco or to open the shop that they are not on top of, because that's their passion.
Yeah.
And this is what's impacting the industry today.
Yeah.
Where I'm not against you doing anything you want to do in your life so long as you can afford it. But loving something is different than operating it, is different than making it. And that's the challenge.
I think that's a phenomena that's happening. I see it across the board.
Exactly.
If you look the part, you think you are the part, but not really. Looking something means something. They're completely 2 different things.
Exactly. How many smashed burger concepts can you have?
Honestly, I see this phenomena across the board, and I think maybe it's because of social media
طبعا.
But yeah. So, what are the top 5 cigar lounges in Dubai?
Good question. Great question. Random order. Depends what you're looking for, but I will give you the ones that I feel very comfortable and relaxed in. In random order, Bulgari, the yacht club. Especially during this time of the year, they have the deck overlooking the yachts. It's so peaceful. I love that. 1920 in Brookfield building in the IFC is New York in the good old days. There's nobody I got from out of town into 1920 that was not blown away by that place.
Reminds me of Mad Men.
Very Mad Men.
Yeah.
You're so right.
It's a cool place. Very cool.
Where else? SLS has an interesting place.
Okay.
Smoke and Mirrors.
Okay.
That's very interesting. I just find it a bit far. Where else? And Churchill, the IFC,
Old
Four
school.
Seasons, old school. But I love it.
Yeah.
You have a lot of restaurants also that allow you to smoke.
No, definitely.
That's
yeah.
very interesting also. There's a whole bunch of them in Mina Salam and all of that stuff. And the soon to come Leaf Master Lounge.
Really?
Yeah, yet to be finalized. Thing is, you've been to my shop.
We'll have a location yet? Or?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm looking for something specific. I know exactly how it's going to look like. I know exactly how it's going to function.
I'm sure it's going to be super cool.
I just want that location.
With all your accessories.
Yeah. And I've seen the location and the level of service we want to offer. I love training my team. My team is my family. I mean, I had a meeting in my house this morning. They were there. We sat together for 5 hours. My team is my family. I left corporate life because I want my team to be my family.
Beautiful.
And so the training I give them and the exposure I give them is huge. And I want that to be seen in our lounge.
It's amazing. Well, thank you for...
Not at all.
For all the cigar that you introduced to Dubai and to the world.
Thank you.
And it's been amazing watching your journey, actually. Honestly,
I'm very humble. Coming from you.
You know, I remember actually the first time I heard about you. Like, I've known you forever, but we were doing this polo event, and this guy said, you should bring these guys that do cigars.
Activations.
Blah, blah. I was like, who are these guys, you know? And then, like, a while after, I realized that it was actually you. Yeah. So, well done.
No, we're very humbled with the kind of local, regional, and international name we've given the Leaf Master. Obviously, Dubai and the UAE has given us amazing support to make that happen. The latest thing that we've done is the book. I got your copy as a
Thank you.
gift
Can't
from
wait to
us.
have a look.
I think it's a huge thing. And yeah, thank you for hearing my story. Thank you for giving us the time.
It's a pleasure. And
I hope you're still playing polo and enjoying it.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, cigar, polo, matcha, that's
together,
that's my
right?
world at the moment.
There you go. It doesn't get better.
Habibi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A pleasure.